That's what you were waiting for, Jeff. All right, I'm going to go to share.
Reading calls here. Hey, what's up? Here.
All righty. Okay. Well, thank you to Sarah and Allison who are here and all of our people who are watching the recording later on. My name, for those that don't know, I am Paul Buttercup Kupferman, and we have some wonderful people who are going to be speaking today with us. I'll first introduce Crystal, who is the Catalina Sea Camp, Astro Camp, and Sea Camp Expeditions Registrar. We have Jeff Chase. Jeff Chase is I'm going to call him a 30-year employee of Guided Discoveries and SeaMe Catalina Sea Camp. He is currently our site director. I'll say he's in charge of everything that takes place on Catalina for SeaMe and Catalina Sea Camp, and he will be I'm going to call him our expedition director on the program this summer in Baja. So, boy, as far as experience, there's none better than Jeff Chase. Also on our call is Tim Squall Hatler, a gentleman who was hired many, many moons ago to work at Catalina Sea Camp. He was a sailing instructor. He was a marine science instructor. He developed what is our Toyon Yacht Club, our sailing program at Catalina Sea Camp. And so if your campers have a sail name, it is Tim that you have to blame for that. So Tim started Palapas Ventana, the facility that we are running the Sea Camp expedition at. He built everything with his fingers, his hands, from the restaurants to every single room where the people live at. It was really cool for my family and I to be there, and I'm going to kind of start showing a little bit of that, even though I need to kill the sound. To be there, I just saw so much of the SeaMe program throughout, from the instructors that he hires to the way that guests were treated. For the first time ever, Tim, how long has Palapas Ventanas been running now?
We've actually been open for 21 years, so doing programs all year round for groups like SeaMe, and all year round we're open, in 21 years of running programs now in Baja.
Nice. For the first time ever, I got to take my family out there, and I will say my family is not as adventurous as most families. They're city folk, and my children are very picky eaters, as is my wife. And so I had some nerves about going, not knowing what that would look like, and it was. And this is the phrase, and I truly mean it. And I said it to Tim. It was life changing, from being able to be on Tongas going around Cerralvo Island to finding shark teeth in the middle of a desert to being underwater with their guinea fowl puffer fish. And I'm going to let you do that, Crystal. It is amazing diving, amazing snorkeling. Even the bathrooms in the Palapas were amazing. Just everything couldn't have been more comfortable, and couldn't have been more top notch. And Tim was there to make sure that we were comfortable, and it was more than I even could have imagined. I have personally been to Mexico, but pretty much just in Cabo San Lucas myself, and this. La Ventana was nothing like my experience in Cabo San Lucas. And so at that point, I'm going to let Tim talk a little bit about the area where the program's going to take place and where Palapas Ventana is. So Tim, there's a map.
Yeah, great, you guys. Well, welcome to my favorite place on earth. All my experiences working marine science programs with SeaMe and Sea Camp, and so all that experience, I found this little town, and we started 21 years ago. And so you find it does have a flavor, as Buttercup said, that it will feel very familiar, but in a different setting of Guided Discoveries program. So our town is called La Ventana, which means the window. And it's pretty much a window of fun, culture, marine life, everything happening. It's a little town that was famous for ranching and commercial fishing, and then tourism is growing up here, but in a very outdoor activity oriented way. It's not timeshares, it's not big Cabo hotels, it's all kind of mom and pop businesses, and more popular in the winter than the summer. But the summertime is my favorite because the water gets really clear and we get lots of pelagic animals or open water animals that come through here. There's an island just offshore called Suravo Island. And so we do our boating, snorkeling, scuba diving adventures at that island. We've got 20 great dive spots and 20 more that I haven't even found yet. So it does have that feel of adventure exploring in a small, safe, kind of family-oriented town without big tourism at all. It's all mom and pop stuff. If you look at the peninsula too, I guess I can't really point to it, but I could point to it here. So we're located behind me on this side. And if you cross over, it's actually the skinniest part of the peninsula. So in the Sea Camp Baja, we're going to actually explore both sides. Our resort is in the Sea of Cortez with that calm, friendly, clear water and the animals, but we're actually heading the Pacific side as well, which is only an hour and 20 minutes away, to experience another town on the other side and do some surfing and overnight camping. But our town is small, 2,500 residents year round. Lots of small businesses, very safe. Probably our biggest nuisance for safety would be cows on the road. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we worry about. That's about it. And other than that, it's a nice place, very safe, and a lot of fun. So I've been here for 21 years and absolutely love it. Also, the feeling of tourism here is the locals are pretty excited about it, providing work, and it's kind of integrating tourists, experiential ed with locals, so it's not have this kind of us and them separation like some places do, like Cancun. Not like that at all. So,
but
it's a fun place
will
to
say,
be.
Tim, as I move over to the schedule, what's great about the program that you have developed is you are connecting our campers with the community as well. We are doing things where a lot of our students and campers need community service hours, and we're gonna talk a little bit about opportunities for that, but also working with the youth of the area. For families that are here, we have posted the schedule. This is the schedule week 1 and week 2 that are currently on our website. We're going to go through as much of this as we possibly can with pictures and with some of the stories with Tim's experience. But first, I want to very briefly look at the facility. We have these beautiful palapas that you see that are right here nestled in our facility. They are about, I'm going to say what, Tim, we're looking at 2, potentially 3 people per palapas. They are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to zoom through this video so you can also see the bathrooms as well. This is the palapas that I stayed in right here. There's my daughter saying, "Why are you putting me on screen?" Each palapas has its own porch with ocean view. You can see right there. They have hammocks, which my family spent most of their time sitting on the hammock when they weren't out experiencing the town. Beautiful, comfortable beds. Right there, you see Tim was able to get that comfortable for 4 people. And then big bathrooms, big showers, just incredibly comfortable facility. You see right there. I think that, these are things that are important to me and were important to my family. There's a beautiful picture of the facility right there. There is the view from your hammock. Facility-wise, there's also a restaurant that is on site. This is a picture from right in front of what we might even want to call the dining hall. And so this is kind of walking in. You walk from your palapas to 3 meals a day. If you're not out on an adventure where food will be provided and brought and cooked together by the kitchen, this is where the kids are going to eat every day. During the summer, Tim, are we eating inside or outside typically during the summer?
It typically depends. I mean, we alternate it. So we take care of your group. If we're doing a presentation, maybe we're recapping some pictures from the day or something like that. We've got AV equipment inside, so we can rotate it. We've got plenty of seating outside, a special palapa outside to eat under or come inside for presentation. So we mix it up. We also have a little gas fire area that you can sit around, tell stories at night, recap the day, talk about your highs and your lows, etc. Or down on the beach, we have a beach fire as well. So gathering points, there's tons of them for the group.
The one of the things that I just could not stop talking about was the food. It was wonderful. It was every day. What fresh fish was I going to get? They really took care of us as far as food, and those were some of the best tortilla chips I think I've ever had in my entire life. Super thick, super crunchy, like I like it. And then, like I said, my family is incredibly picky. I will almost eat everything, and my son eats chicken nuggets and French fries. My wife just not want to eat eggs, and it was like the kitchen staff bent over backwards to make sure that they got what they wanted. I know that Bryce, who I see a portion of his head, is vegetarian. How you doing? Hey, long time no see, dude. Tim, can you talk a little bit about the food, about the restaurant, and about specific food needs?
Sure, no problem. So part of the pre-trip information that you're going to get is questionnaires. So we're going to know if you have any food allergies, preferences, and we deal a lot with groups and individuals that are vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, pretty much everything. So we're used to it, and my staff are great about putting names on a lunch if it's to go or a special part of the buffet or a plate that's designed for you. So we have a lot of vegetables, salads, hummus, beans, all different kinds of things. If you are not a meat eater, and then if you don't like fish, that's no problem. We do eat a lot of fish. We have lots of different options as well. And we do love Mexican food because we're in Mexico. But if there's other things that we can serve, like chicken nuggets and hamburgers, we can absolutely do that. And we love to customize the food for the group. So we've got a menu that Paul looks over, checks it all out. And then with our special food needs, we'll check it out. We can do a cooking class as well. I think we'll talk about later, where you get involved in making of the food. But it's really easy for us to meet the food needs. We're not talking about 300 people, small group, small facility. Our students are going to be on a first name basis with the cook. So it's that kind of a place. It's very family feel. So very easy to take care of food needs.
That's a perfect transition. So to kind of get into the program, Tim has brought cooking into the program, and it looks like this looks like a tortilla class. So do you want to, at this point, we're going to start zooming through different parts of the program, and then after that, we'll open it up for Q&A. But as Tim talks, I'm just going to pop through some pictures. So Tim, I'll let you talk a little bit about cooking and then some community outreach as well.
Great. Well, I think what we're trying to do is give kids a marine science taste, some culture, community service, learning, and of course, fun. So here's an activity. We do a cooking class, learning from locals from our town who they think it's just like what they regularly do, serving meals that they've served at home forever. But now they're teaching people words in Spanish, recipes, how to make salsas, how to make tortillas, could do a chile relleno. Just a lot of fun, and taking home a recipe and getting some more Spanish vocabulary. So super fun activity to do with our locals. It's very interactive, and kids love it. Super fun. And it could be one of those things. It could also be impromptu. If we bring a fish back, we might be making ceviche, and a few kids get involved in that as well. So again, that smaller group and facility feel where you're going to get to know our staff. So the food is great. I wish it wasn't as good because I'm never losing weight here. It's kind of a problem. The food is awesome.
Yes, it very much was. I will vouch.
Great. Talking about community, here's our local junior high school loves to come over and put on presentations for groups. That's me and my son in the front. So they're going to do a folkloric dance presentation to our sea campers, where you're going to learn about dances from different states, and also you'll be called up to learn a dance. So, and these are kids that you might see again at one of our community service days. It could be on the beach, or it could be at their school. You're going to see some familiar faces because they came to Palapas Ventana to dance and entertain. Here's a community service interaction day. These are kids from our local primary school. They're coming to meet sea campers and find out about the animals they collected on our beach that are in touch tanks. We keep the animals for 3 hours. We put air stones in there, do water changes, and the sea camp kids learn enough Spanish, a paragraph in Spanish, to talk about their animal while the kids from the local primary school come to do a touch tank and learn about those animals all in Spanish. So sea campers speaking Spanish to primary school kids, maybe their grandmas, and it ends with everyone releasing the animals together on kayaks and turning into a little swim party. No better community fun than that. Everybody just having a good time together, really fun. So that's a heartwarming moment. We're getting to know little kids from our town that they've lived there their whole life, but they don't know that much about the animals except for the ones that they eat. So it's nice to tell them more about the interesting facts about the animals in the classic Simi style.
Yeah. So I saw, Tim, there's also a local university and you partner with them and you have people come in to give talks at night. So we'll be doing social things at night, but then also it's going to be peppered with specific talks like this. There was an interesting one when I was there about it was how birds mate and local mating birds that my kids were like, we're going to learn about birds mating. That's exciting. So what types of talks are you or things that you have done in the summertime?
Yeah, great. So the ones that really pique the kids' interest during these programs are our local university from the Paz. The professor name is Carlos Sanchez. He's got a great talk about fish identification. Every kid wants to learn the names of the 10 most common fish they see. And then Carlos is going to not only teach them about that, but then he's going to teach them about their population, sort of like a reef check. They call it monitoreo in Spanish. And it's basically his team is diving all over the Sea of Cortez, which we do help him by providing dive gear and a base for about a week to do that, talking about the health of the Sea of Cortez, the fish populations, and how they serve them. We also do talks. He comes over and talks about corals, about giant mantas, about invertebrates. So anything that we can do, and they're all interactive talks and often lead to more questions, which could be kids then question and answer, or hitting the research library. We have a research library in the restaurant to look up more things about the animals and just get them fired up about what they're seeing. We have usually 4 boat days, and to keep them really activated about what they're looking for each time, more information focusing on a certain animal. Here's our local boats. They're called pangas, and they're 23 and 26 feet. They're fantastic. They're safe. They've got life jackets, flares, all the safety equipment, first aid. And we go off to that island you can see in the background called Cerralvo Island. So it's the southernmost island in the Sea of Cortez, which means lots of pelagic animals leak around from the Pacific side and come in the channel between La Ventana, our base, and the island there. So here we are leaving the beach, goes right from breakfast, walk down the stairs, get on the boat, and go to have adventures. We keep our gear on the beach in a locked container there, and we actually have a nice reef right out in front as well. So we paddleboard and we kayak and we snorkel not only the island but also right in front. Also scuba, we'll do training for scuba. It starts with a checkout dive so that our dive masters and the sea camp staff also can get a feel for everybody's water comfort level and make sure that they are in the right group for whatever they want to do. And so we're going to be snorkeling at reefs, coral, looking for turtles, but also in the blue water. We spend time in blue water looking for dorado, looking for mobula rays, dolphins, whales. Those are all things that we could get in the water with safely, appropriately. And it's one of those places where you kind of never know exactly what you're going to see. That's what I love about living here. We could go on our way to do a coral reef and snorkel, and all of a sudden we're swimming with a megapod of common dolphins. So it's got that element of we never quite know what we're going to see. We do have some colonies of sea lions at the island. That's a gimme on the north end and the south end. So sea lion interaction is a big part of our dive trips as well. That's fun. Bait balls, sardines. We have giant mantas in the summer that are off one of my favorite dive spots called La Reina, or the Queen. And that is incredible on scuba or snorkel. You can see them both. So our island is not crowded. not a lot of people out there at all these spots, and you have that sort of expedition feel, which is what Sea Camp's all about, and looking for animals. So the plans could change at any moment. We do have in our schedule, we have two overnighters. One is at Saravo Island. So we have tents that are set up mostly for changing. Most of the kids figure out that they don't want to be in a tent at night because the temperature is warm. We have a safety boat there. We have a fire at night. We have an astronomy show, and we have great food there. So it starts with heading to the island, spending the night looking at stars, looking at our local plants. The astronomy out here is unbelievable. You get away from a lot of the city lights in our little town, and then even at the island, even more. So it's really got that wonderful outdoor feel and pretty comfortable. Not a buggy environment. It's not really humid. The heat that we have is not super wet and heavy, but it's a dry desert heat, and so it's a really nice feel. And the night programs are great, whether we're doing a lecture from the university, maybe we're doing some games and some fun, or it could be an astronomy show, all different kinds of things. We have a night snorkel plan as well, so lots and lots of program. Our goal is kind of to give more program than we can really achieve, and have the CNE experts, the Sea Camp leaders, are going to say, you know what, okay, we're going to take a night off just to chill out, etc. Do we surf? Oh, yes, we do. Let's head to the other side. We got a secret spot. I can't even tell you the name, but it's so fun. The waves are small. They're fun. We've got all the foam surfboards that are just easy and safe for beginners. And we've got lifeguards on both sides of the pack. And we're watching people to give them instruction. And then also in that place where we're doing 2 nights over there, we've got a cookout. We've got a barbecue. We've got marshmallows and stories, a nature hike, great birds. We even have an oyster farm over there that we're going to tour and learn a little bit about the marine science behind that. So fantastic surf program. Whether the kids have any surf experience at all, they'll have fun, or zero, get them on a boogie board or push them into waves on those soft wave storm boards. Everyone's very successful in a supportive environment. The total amount of surfers in the water besides us, 0. So really just supportive, fun coaching environment. And it's one of my staff's favorite days because they love teaching surfing and helping the kids get waves. So super fun.
Nice. And then again, we're going to open it up for questions in just a moment. And we can definitely look at the schedule if you have specific questions about the schedule. But I want to end this program talk with Tim. What the heck is this?
This is a hard one to even describe, but remember, I'm from Guided Discovery, so I've learned the best from guys like Jeff Chase and a guy who has the name of Buttercup. I mean, what's not fun about that? So what if we created a little train that we drive around with our group and can cruise around our town in the evening, going to sample some of the local food carts in town, whether it's hot days, which is the Spanish word for a hot dog, totally different than a hot dog up north, or taco stands, and then create a log book where we're filling out information, we're learning the vocabulary, we've got a theme song, a quiz, the whole thing. Just ridiculously fun in a small town. So we do have a little train, and it's something we do one night, is to go out in the town. And again, that's more town interaction. It's really fun, and it creates business for the locals as well. They're pretty happy to see our train, which is called the Contoro Express, the express with everything on top, to pull up and order a whole bunch of food at the food stand. So, and if you're a vegetarian, absolutely, we've got a level 0 food experience. That means it's not subpar. It just doesn't have any meat on it, but we've got corn, we've got mushrooms, we've got grilled onions, we've got all kinds of things that we can put in there besides meat, and you're going to love it. It's super fun, and you can eat still veggie plates bigger than your head, so don't worry.
Oh, it was insane. I don't think I've ever eaten that much in a 2-hour stretch of time. That was a lot. That was drinking from the fire hose. We definitely shared a lot of information, and I'm sure there's lots of questions. I've got Tim, the expert, Jeff here as well, and Crystal, our registrar. And so I don't know if there was anything that got put in the chat or not, but I wanted to open it up to questions. from anyone who is attending. And I did see JT Miller, who is a former counselor and camper, on here. I think worked with Tim.
Pequod's on?
I think I saw his name.
Oh, man, he's been here too.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Sea Camp veteran who's been here with his family. It was great.
All right. Any questions? Yes.
One of the first questions I saw is the water clear in the summer too, or does it have the red tide that parts of Mexico experience?
Jeffy, do you want to answer that one? Or you want me to do it?
I think you should go. I mean, it's been clear when I've been down there. You give us the overwhelming response, though.
No problem. Yeah, the summer's our best time. So the winter temperatures are, for us, cold, 67, 68 degrees. But in the summer, we're going to experience temperatures that are 83, 84. So we're talking about just rash guards, shorties at the most. And the water's really clear. We get 100 feet of visibility in the summer. And actually, when Sea Camp expeditions will be here in Baja, it's our clearest time of the year, and we don't have red tide. The temperature doesn't support it. So best dive conditions of the year, best time to be here. Really fun for getting more experience as a diver, getting more comfortable in those warm, clear waters and practicing your skills. We do have a checkout dive the first day. So our dive masters and our Sea Camp experts as well are going to be checking out everybody and doing a little review from the shore, and then we start diving off the boats every day. But expect great visibility. It's the best time to be here.
Awesome. Any other questions, Crystal, or did anybody have anything they wanted to ask?
I have a question. Hey, Jeff Chase, what kind of cool things have you seen cruising around in the waters down here in Baja?
For me, it's the megafauna. It's the big things I've had a blast with. It was throwing my daughter in with pilot whales. It was chasing dolphins. We hook and line the dorado and the tuna, the mantas, the mobula rays blow my mind. The schools of mobula rays that are like wallpaper. Playing with sea lions on the north end of the island. All those things. It's pure magic.
I want to go.
Allison
Sign me
had a
up.
question. I believe Allison had a question.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of questions. If Bryce gets accepted to this because he's on the wait list, do you bring dive gear down with him, or does he bring his dive gear, or do you guys supply all that?
I can answer that. We have all the dive gear here, but we encourage anybody, if they have a piece of equipment that they love, whether it's mask and fins and snorkel, or say he has a Travel BC and a regulator that he loves, absolutely welcome to bring it. But if you decide no, we have all the dive gear as well, and we maintain the gear. So it's we just have gone through the whole thing right before you get here with another CNE expert, a guy named Steve Locke. So we maintain our equipment, and it's your choice, but we have it. Don't need to go out and buy anything. We have mask fins, snorkels, shorty wetsuits, lycras, and scuba gear. But if you have something that makes you more comfortable, by all means, bring it. The big thing for parents is sun protection. So think about long sleeve sun shirts that have hoods that you can get in and out of the water. We live in those things. They're great. And we do have a little store that has some stuff here, but just think about sun protection is the best.
Yeah, Allison, I find that when I go down there, because I go down there frequently, I would just bring my mask, fins, and snorkel because I like how that stuff fits. And everything else is just easier to travel without bringing a BC, a regulator, a wetsuit. And I always have a sun shirt on just to keep the sun off my body.
Perfect. And where do you guys fly into down there?
I believe that the easiest airport, the easiest flights that Sea Camp is going to organize through is SJD or San Jose del Cabo. We do have an airport closer, but the itineraries are really tough to get into La Paz.
Yeah.
So I believe it's going to be all through San Jose del Cabo, and we have safe, certified airport transport vans with all the permits, the seatbelts, the airbags, everything to bring people. It's 2 hours from the Cabo airport to get to Palapas Ventana as a group. So really easy, safe drive, no problems, nothing to worry about. As I said, the only thing
Tim,
in our town you'd have to worry about are cows on the road.
what we're going to do is we are going to be picking up campers, Allison, like we do in the summer already. We're going to be picking up campers at LAX. And that night, we are going to be running program at a hotel in Los Angeles. The hotel is going to be included in the tuition. We're going to have dinner together as a group. We're going to be running, get to know you games that night. And then the next day, we will take the kids to the airport. That flight from LAX to Cabo San Lucas is included in the tuition. And so we will be bringing everyone down. We've already purchased those seats or put those seats on reserve for the campers, and we will fly down. And Tim's organization will supply, like he said, that travel from the Cabo San Lucas airport to Palapas Ventana.
And it's a really fun drive from Cabo to Tim's place. It's interesting. It's things most kids have not seen, just the different riparian washes and mango stands and all kinds of fun stuff. And I think we did this plan in the past. When you take kids to Belize and Costa Rica, it's always great to meet kids before we get on the plane, and then we'll have two staff on the plane with them, escorting them down to San Jose.
And I was under the impression the age was through 18. Is that incorrect?
No,
It is.
it is 15.
Okay, because your slide said 15 through 17.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's 15.
I just asked that because he's 17 now, but next year he'll be 18. And I was wondering if he doesn't get into the program this year, if you'll have trips next year, possibly when he's 18.
We are going to 18. All right.
Susan had a question. Do you have to be PADI certified first before coming, or can you get trained/certified at this camp?
We can do that. So if you're going to be diving, you need to be certified beforehand to get here, whether you're NAUI, PADI, whatever certification you have. We do teach certification, but it's not going to be the focus of the Sea Camp trip in Baja because it does take several days. So it's not part of the trip. So you're either going to be a snorkeler or you're going to be a scuba diver that's already been certified. We're not doing dive education during the trip. We're just doing actual diving.
And I can tell you that the snorkeling for me, I love it. It is so much fun, and diving is a different experience, but snorkeling is equally as great.
The reefs, I mean, I snorkeled the entire time I was there. I mean, the life that you see just 15 to 25 feet down was amazing. I did not feel that the fact that we didn't dive, that it didn't take away from the trips. The snorkeling was amazing.
And we accommodate both. So we have spots that are great for both. We can have a dive group, a snorkel group, two snorkel groups, and a dive group. So however it shakes out with the students' experience level, we're ready to do it. No problem. We have plenty of dive masters and our Sea Camp experts. So we're ready for it. It's great.
And that's the great thing too, again, about this being a smaller group with lots of Catalina Sea Camp kids aren't used to. Everything can be tailored to who attends and the experience that's going to be the optimal experience for the day.
I will say that the one thing that was brought up was the application process. So if you do enroll in the program, you are immediately put on a wait list. What then happens is we are asking our campers to have two letters of reference. It could be from someone that you worked for. It could be a teacher. It could be a coach. It could be whatever. This is going to be a very small, tight communal program. We are only bringing 22 kids down there. We have a handful that have already enrolled. We want to make sure we have the right group of people. And so that's how that process goes. And so that would be something where myself or Jeff will reach out and talk to the people who have completed that reference process. So far, the people who have already signed up for the program are already in the program. And we have about 5 people in the program right now. And again, you get put on that wait list. This is just as you complete the application. Any Crystal. Other things to make note that if you are signed up for one of our current Sea Camp programs and you are attending either the first or the second 3-week session or one of the other sessions, there's also a 10% off, which it comes out to about $700 off the price. I'm trying to think if there's Crystal, is there anything else that you think is important that I bring up that my mind is
I
not?
included the reference link on the group chat. Passport. Be sure that your camper has a passport to be able to travel to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Travel insurance. Did we talk about that?
No, so we'll be using the same travel insurance through the program called TravMark that we use for Catalina Sea Camp. So that will go in the process. If it's not already in the application process, it will come later.
You will have 10 days from when you are accepted into the program to purchase the travel protection.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's all I have on my end.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. I think I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Well, thank you. Hi, JT. Again, last chance to ask questions. But other than that, you can always email myself or Crystal. I'm at paul@catalinaseacamp.org, and Crystal is registrar@gdi.org. If you're watching this, you probably have those emails as well. It is an amazing experience. It is to be able to go to Mexico and to know that you're going to have an experience that like this is a true opportunity that I wanted to give all of our campers, and this, especially those campers who can't come anymore, those 18-year-olds. But we're going to be sending our best down there, Jeff, and he's going to help handpick the people who will be joining him, all experienced instructors and/or counselors, and it's going to be a heck of an opportunity. So if you have any questions, like I said, hit me up, and if I can't answer it, I will go right to Tim, and he'll help. Okay?
Can
All
I
right.
just ask you one more question real quick?
Sure.
So Bryce got dive certified through you guys. Is there a separate Patty card, or does he just use this Dan card?
So he would have, then he's a Nowie. He's
Yeah.
a Nowie scuba diver, and Tim loves Patty and Nowie.
So did he have a separate card that he got through you guys, or is this Dan card the only one that he had?
Dan is the insurance-based
Yeah.
program. So, you know what you could do is you could email me, Allison, after this, and I'll put you in touch with our dive director, and he can resend Bryce's card again. So,
Okay.
Yeah, because I never got one after.
is that Ben?
He never got one after.
I never got my
Oh,
one
okay.
after my.
Yeah. So if you emailed me, I will have Zach,
Okay.
our dive director, send that out to you guys.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you all for being here. And
Thanks,
Good to
everybody.
see you smiling faces.
a wonderful
Pequod! Pequod!
What up, Tim? What up, Squall Harvester? Woo!
Good buddy! Great to see your face.
Tell the
So
boys
good.
hello. All right. Thanks a lot. We'll see you. We'll see you all soon. Hopefully see you in Baja. Bye.
See you later.
Thanks, Buttercup.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Cool. Let me stop the recording.